Paying attention.
Yeah?
Exactly on what we have to pay attention. Say, we have to have no relationship with any thoughts.
Right.
Suppose we will be focused on that, thoughts, not to have any relationship. Is that the paying attention? Or,
Yes.
Or is some...
No. In the context of what we're speaking about here, paying attention means having no relationship to thought. So if you're not paying attention, that means you are going to get lost in the thought process, in the content of thought, right? If you are paying attention, but if you're not paying attention, you're going to get lost. Right? Do you understand?
We are seeing the thoughts when we are doing that, paying attention process.
No, but it's like, for example, I come from New York City. So there's many similarities between a place like New York and some big cities in India. So also in New York, there's all kinds of people coming up to you that want things from you and start talking to you, just like in India. Right? Do you understand? So since I grew up in New York from when I was very young, you learn a technique, especially if there are all these people coming up to you, wanting things. So you learn how to not see them. I mean, like you literally, it's like you press a button in your mind and you have no relationship to them. They're coming up and talking to you and asking you for things, right? Because they want to have a relationship. Right? Yes. But you know right away, I don't want to have anything to do with this. So then you just have no relationship. You see them, right? But you have no relationship to them. You with me? And the Indians are very good at that. Lifetime of practice of having no relationship to beggars. Now, whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, that's another discussion. But, so basically, it's the same thing. So it's the same thing. So you can see the thoughts, but you have no relationship with the content of thought. In a meditative context, right? Because you're meditating, you're choosing to have no relationship with them. You understand? So because you're choosing to have no relationship with them, you don't. You see them, but you have no relationship to them. In a meditative context.
We will not be affected by that, whatever.
If you have no relationship with them, you won't be affected by them. But if you have a relationship with them, you will be affected by them. That's how it works. It's scientific. You understand? But once again, sir, you have to practice very diligently. And that's what people don't understand. It's not something that you just learn how to do it and then it's done. It's never done. Because, for example, you see, because meditation is a practice of withdrawal. So you withdraw from your engagement with life. Okay? And so in a meditative context, you get to practice what it's like to have no relationship. Right? Which is the position of freedom. Now, depending on how good you are at the practice of no relationship in a meditative context, then you see what happens in life. Because the next step, of course, will be when you enter into life. When, as this gentleman was saying before, you get fired, or you have an argument with somebody. All the things that inevitably do happen in life. Often, a lot of very difficult and challenging things happen to all of us in life. So how profound is our awareness of what's actually happening at moments like this depends upon how fundamentally free we are at a primary or fundamental level. Do you understand? But once again, I cannot overemphasize to everybody that this is something that must be worked on every day. And I'm not just saying, 25 minutes in the morning when you get up. That's not enough, everybody. No matter what anybody says. If you meditate like, the Maharishi would say, 20 minutes in the morning, 20 minutes in the night, you'll feel better, but it's not enough for you to be conscious in the way that I'm speaking about. What I'm talking about is a full-time practice. It's a full-time practice. That's just the way it is. You understand?